Okay, this is day 2 of the sourdough starter. I should have taken a picture or a video of it before, but I just decided to start documenting everything now. But yesterday I started it with 4 ounces of, I used bread flour, and 4 ounces of warm water. I've discarded half of it already, and now I'm mixing in another 4 ounces of all-purpose flour now, and warm water, and we'll see what happens. I'm just going to try to keep this updated. Okay, so now that I've got it mixed up, I'm just going to use this top. This is what I've been using to cover it. It's just a glass casserole with a not so tight fitting lid. And this is more or less so that I can stir it until it gets going. Once it gets going, then we'll put it in a mason jar. But for now, that's where it's going to be. Alright, here I am being really bad at this documentation thing again. So this was like super bubbly, and it had a whole bunch of like liquid sitting on top. And you can see it's really runny today. I've already dumped out half of it, so I'm about to add my 3/4 cup of flour and water. I'm just kind of eyeballing now. Supposedly you're supposed to start out more perfectly in the beginning, but I don't think it matters as much now. Yeah, it's really not easy to do this stuff one-handed, especially when I'm not trying to be looking at the thing with some water. Okay, so now that I've got that, I'm just going to mix it up again. And then I'm going to put the lid back in. And then put it back in its little hidey hole for now. And I'll check on it tomorrow. I'll try to remember to walk up recording so that we can see automatically. Because I always forget. I'm not really good at this recording business, so we'll see. I forgot to document, but this is actually day 6. The first mark on the bottom is what I discarded to. The second mark is what I brought it back up to. I tried to make bread yesterday because according to the recipe that I used to start the sourdough, it was going to be ready by day 5. This is what I ended up with. I mean, it's got a decent flavor, very mild, but very hard and very stiff. Okay, here we are, day 7. I'm about to feed this guy. You can see we're definitely getting a lot of separation. But alright, I'm going to mix that in and then start adding our flour and water. Okay, I've emptied out half of it, getting ready to add to it, and no, I'm not keeping the discard right now because I don't plan on baking for a while. Alright, let me grab my flour and water. Okay, and I've gone to trying to weigh this just to make sure, because I'm starting to get a little nervous, like I'm not doing it right or something. Come on now. There, jeez. Say, is it not gonna move or what? Okay. Oh, I guess I might as well just tear it. start over. Oh, okay. And right now I just have a handy dandy plastic knife. Let me just get it off the scale. I'm sure the scale's fine, but I don't like to jiggle it around too much. Okay. Well, I'm hoping, based on some of the other videos I saw, it took like 11 to 12 days for it to mature, but I think by day 8 or 9 it was showing a lot of promise. So I'm really hoping that this guy starts doing something here. So he's definitely celebrating. He's definitely celebrating with all the hooch he's making. So he's definitely separating and all that stuff. I'm gonna put my little coffee filter guy back on. And this, probably should write the date on this guy too. Just so we know. I'll put it back up there because this is like the warmest spot. It is 42 degrees out today, so hopefully maybe it'll warm up in here some. And that could be part of it. So we'll see. See you again tomorrow. It was thicker this time with less stuff on it, a hooch. So I'm just gonna add about 3 ounces of each. I did have, dang it, bread flour was my last addition because I felt like we just weren't going very far. And I don't know if it's because the all-purpose, the bleached flour got mixed in with my unbleached. Okay, so now we're gonna add, obviously, up to 3 ounces of water. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna mix this up off here. I'll be back. Okay, day 8 complete, pretty uneventful. I also added some measurements to this. For some reason it doesn't seem as full as it should. That's kind of weird, huh? Was I supposed to? I think I was supposed to do 4 ounces. Alright, I'll be right back. Duh. Okay, that's more like it. I don't know why I suddenly thought 3, but anyways, there it is. So we'll put this back. And I decided to take the canning lid off. I also put that up there just to see how warm it actually is. It's 70, it's a little, it was 73 up there earlier, so I think it just fluctuates a little bit. We'll see. It looks like it's actually grown a little bit finally. So it looks like we're having some sort of activity here. Let's take a time, take a look. Okay. It's definitely looking bubbly and a little poofy. So pretty excited about that. So I'm gonna remove half of it and do the usual. I've gone through like half a canister of flour here. I know I'm down to the unbleached actually because it's a lot more yellowish. But I'm gonna discard half this. Be right back. Alright, well, we're approximate half again. This might be a teeny tiny bit over the line. So, oops. So we're gonna, oh yeah, I gotta change this again. Might have to bust out my all-purpose bleached flour too. Rather not use my bread flour, but that I think might have, I don't know if that had an impact, or if I would have waited, if it would have eventually done this anyways, because I just got worried that it wasn't doing anything. It's really hard to scoop this out one-handed. That's okay, we're almost there. I'm like in the very edges. There we go. Now we're gonna add, make sure it's not too hot. Nope. That's a little bit warmer. Okay. Okay, there we go. Let's clean out the scale again. Alright, mix this up again off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're back to our top mark, and I need to change this jar, but I want to wait until it's starting to at least nearly double in size. So I don't want to mess it up, but I don't want to leave it in here because the thin amount of dough or starter that remains on the side has a greater chance for growing molds or other bad bacteria colonies that we don't want to have, basically, because I don't want to, that would be a terrible shame to go through all of this and then just to have a mold colony start, so that'd be terrible. So maybe tomorrow I'll put it in a new jar. I don't know if that really matters or not, because, you know, the minute you stir it, there's me stuff on the side anyway. I don't know. We'll see. I'd say we've got a pretty active starter there. I'm going to transfer some over to this new jar. We had a slight explosion. I'm really glad I put a plate under it this morning. It was like probably about up to there, and I was like, oh, that's getting kind of close. Okay, so it looks like most people are recommending about 200 grams. I don't know what that is because I don't measure in grams. Oops. So I guess we'll find out. Yeah, I guess I'll just pick it up and start pouring it. Whoops. Okay. So I don't know if that means that this one is ready to bake with. I guess it's about 200 grams. I need to get another marker, so that's just over 1 cup. That did take just over half of it. So I have to use this flour now. So this is bleached flour, but I don't think it matters because I think we got as much culture as we need, I believe. So this I'm going to go back 2 ounces so that I can do the typical 4 ounces, and of course spill all over, because why wouldn't you? You gotta do that. It's part of baking. Everybody knows that. Oops. That's a little much now. Come on. Okay. I mean, that's why I got flour all over here from making the pizza crust yesterday. Because you're supposed to spill flour. It's weird when you don't. Oh, sure you do. Yeah, thanks for that. Alright. 4.1 then. Oh. Dang it. 4.2. There. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna mix it and it'll be right back. If it doubles in 4 hours, I think that's supposed to be, I guess, the measure of success or readiness. I think I can also, supposed to be able to float some of this in some cold water or something like that. I'm just curious. Yeah, there's pizza crust all over here. It's kind of gross. Yeah, it's definitely, oops, pay attention to the camera. It's definitely floating. So I'd say it's probably ready to bake with. But anyways, I'm going to put this guy back up on the fridge and I'll see you later. Crap, I'm really bad at remembering this. I got 3 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of this fine sea salt here. Yes, I've made another mess on the counter. Oops, went to Walmart earlier. And then I've got a 1/2 cup starter, 1 cup water. About to pour this in here. I've scraped the bowl. Need 2 hands. I need 3 really. Okay, so I'm gonna mix this. This is the fast, no knead sourdough. So it should be ready in about 3 hours. I'll probably start a more traditional sourdough in just a little bit. But I wanted to get a little started with this starter that overflowed earlier instead of throwing it away. I have this one up here. It's already deflating, so I'll probably be using that. I might wait until tomorrow. Not sure yet. So I'm going to mix this. I'll be back. Okay, that's basically what it looks like. I'm going to leave it to rest a little and let it finish hydrating all of the flour in there. This time I'm going to use plastic wrap because last time it just seemed to dry out. Okay, that's as good as we're going to get for now, and I'll be back in about 30 minutes. Dang it, I'm so bad at recording this. Anyways, so I pulled it out of the bowl. You can see here, I lightly floured this parchment and basically folded it over a couple times and shaped it into a ball. So now it's got to rest about, rise about an hour and a half, and I'm just using plastic wrap in this bowl to kind of help keep the moisture in. So I'll see you back in about an hour and a half. Alright, here's the bread I baked. I don't understand. It's very small again. Look at it. You can see it didn't rise much. As usual. This little tiny ear on it. Just whatever. Look at both of these starters. This one had almost nothing left in it. This is the one I used. It's full again. This one was full almost to the top and it finally shrunk. It's more than warm enough in here. Okay, this has stayed God knows how long. This has been in the fridge for like a week. This one was the one that I originally experimented with to make sure I didn't kill it by putting it in the fridge. It was one of my discards, which I plan to use both of these in the next couple days here. So anyways, so I'm gonna do this guy. And oh, and I gotta discard half of each, and we'll see what happens when we feed it. It's been unfed in the fridge for like, it's been over a week anyways. Got to show you what it looks like from in the fridge. Okay, here is round 3. I'm not going to show you how to mix the whole thing. I'm using a totally different recipe though, I'll say, and it uses the scale rather than cups and tablespoons and stuff like that. I used half bread flour, unbleached, and I used half of regular unbleached flour. Just because I don't want to waste all my bread flour if this isn't going to turn out either. So I just did half and half. I sprayed the lid of this bowl for this glass bowl, and I'm going to cover it. And apparently this is, again, it's a beginner loaf. It's a no-knead version, and it's going to be in here for about 12 to 24 hours. So we'll take a look at where it is right now from the top and see what happens. I forgot to show that this is basically what the starter looked like. This one that was my discard was actually taller than this guy, so I used that, and I don't know why I put it back up here. I guess I'll try to use it up for pizza dough or something like that. But that was after feeding it this morning, probably about 6 hours ago or something like that. Okay, here we are. It's been about, I think, just over 12 hours. It's 4:45 in the morning. And this thing is filled, so I don't know what's going to happen when I take this top off. If it's going to deflate. It doesn't stick too bad, I suppose. So yeah, it definitely, I would say, doubled at least for my surface here. So I'll just throw a little bit of flour, I guess. It's not much because it's got to be able to grip the counter somewhat. I got to prepare my vessel, which I don't have a Banneton. So we're just going to use that so that it kind of sort of approximates the size of my Dutch oven there. Okay, so I've got a flour sack towel that I'm supposedly, I guess I'm supposed to flour generously. That's good enough, I think, hope. Okay. I gotta flour my hands here. Okay, I don't know what the odds are that you're gonna be able to see or hear what's going on. It's too much flour. don't know if I should be tucking the flour side in or tucking the sticky side in. I almost feel like I should be tucking the sticky side in and then doing it. It's just not quite going. There, now it's starting to stick a little bit better. Okay. So now we go seam side up. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay, it's been about, I think, 2.5 hours. And our bread has risen more than enough, as hopefully you can see that. Now I'm going to flip it out onto this cutting board with parchment just to make it easier to get in and out of the oven, hopefully. And okay, good, no sticking. So I'm just going to brush off some of this flour. A little worried because it is flattening out. Hopefully it didn't overrise. So this is just kind of what it looks like. And I'm gonna just kind of cut it with this. I'm using this. This is my bread only knife. It's been washed and it's not going to be used for anything else. But I wash it to make sure to get any machine oils or metal burrs or any of that stuff off. We'll see if it's sharp enough. Yeah, I suppose so. Okay, now move this off. Actually, I should brush off some of this flour off the parchment, probably. Don't need that burning in the oven. Like I said, very nervous because it's kind of flat still. Let me get my Dutch oven out of the 500-degree oven. And let's see if we can get it in here okay. Okay, hopefully that'll do okay. I'm gonna put the top on and then put it in the 500-degree oven. Okay, the recipe calls to turn this down to 425 for 30 minutes. Okay, I guess we'll see after 30 minutes what happens. And very nervous, but it's got to be better than the 2 flat ones I've already baked, so we're getting there, I think, either way. Okay, it has been 30 minutes in time, so moment of truth. I don't feel good about it. guess I'll just try to do this without burning myself. Ooh, it looks like it's actually working. Sort of, I hope. Okay, we're gonna let that go. Just for another 15 minutes at 425. And we'll take a look. It's been 15 minutes, hasn't really changed color a whole lot. We'll let it go another 5. Okay, it's been another 5 minutes. I didn't expect a whole lot of change, but I'm gonna get it out and take its temperature just to see. Okay, I'm not really sure where to poke this guy in at. I guess we'll just go under the ear of him. Yeah, he's done. He's over 200, so I guess that counts. Alright, so I'm gonna bring this over to the counter. Yes, I'm very happy with it. I think it'll probably still take a little bit of perfecting, but I think it looks gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So now comes the hard part, just waiting for it to cool. I think it's going to take at least an hour. And I don't know, maybe I'll have to work on brushing off some more of that flour, because I don't really like the taste of flour by itself. And maybe we'll go a little lighter on it next time. Maybe do it in the parchment instead of the cloth, but I don't know. We'll see. I think it looks so much better. It did split a little bit on the side here, you can see, but I think it looks great. Very happy, very excited. Yeah. Okay, we're getting ready to cut into this bad boy and hopefully see how it worked out. Very scared because everything else so far looks great. The knife is too small. It's small. Alright, let's see if I can just look at that. That's actually perfect. That is nice and spongy. It's still just a little warm, which I kind of didn't want, but that's okay. But I think that's going to be perfect.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Okay, we're going to taste test this. So it's lovely. It's light and airy. Has just a slight sour flavor, not overpowering. Yeah, we think it'll be really good for a sandwich. The crust, of course, is crunchy, and then the inside is nice and soft and spongy. So it's really good, finally. I was on the verge of tears the last loaf I made, so I'm very happy, and I think Jake is happy with it.
I think it's good. It tastes like good bread.
See, that's proof.